You know what blows my mind? How many buyers walk into an open house, meet the listing agent, and think, if I work directly with them, I'll save money. Let me tell you something. It's one of the biggest misconceptions in real estate, and it could cost you thousands. Today, we're talking about dual agency. And let me be clear, I'm genuinely relieved that here in Maryland, it's illegal for one agent to represent both the buyer and the seller. In some states, dual agency is seen as efficient. In reality, it's confusing, it's risky, and honestly, I think more states should follow Maryland's lead. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why one agent should never be allowed to work with both sides of the deal and how to protect yourself no matter what state you're in. But before we dive in, if you're into honest, no fluff real estate advice, make sure to subscribe. I'm Vallario with eXp Realty, and I post weekly videos that break down the market and help you protect your biggest investment. Let's start with the myth. I don't need a buyer's agent. I'll just go directly to the listing agent and we'll save so much money. Wrong. The listing agent has one job: to get the most money and the best terms for their seller. That's who hired them. That's who they owe loyalty to. You're not saving money. You're walking into a major negotiation without an advocate. And it's not just about price, guys. It's about inspections, repairs, timelines, legal terms, renegotiations, and all the things that can cost you if no one is on your corner. Wait. Did I just say on your corner? On potato. And in some states, that same agent is legally allowed to represent both sides. Think about what this means. They know what the seller will accept. They know what you can offer, but they're not allowed to tell either of you anything. They're legally bound to keep both sides' information confidential. So what are you really paying for? You're handing over thousands of dollars to someone who can't advise you, protect you, or negotiate for you? Let me put it this way. Would you ever share a lawyer with your ex in a divorce?
No, God!
Of course not. So why would you share your agent with the person you're negotiating against? Let me walk you through a real-world example. A seller needs at least $425,000. A buyer is willing to pay $440,000. The home is listed at $450,000. If the same agent is representing both sides, they know both those numbers, but they can't tell the buyer, you don't have to offer full price. And they can't tell the seller, push harder, they'll go higher. So what happens? Nada. Nobody negotiates, nobody advocates. The agent becomes this weird neutral middleman who's not truly representing anyone and still gets paid. In a dual agency situation, that one agent often ends up controlling the full commission, whatever the seller agreed to pay. And with no buyer agent in the picture, there's no sharing or no split. So you have to ask yourself, are they guiding this deal to serve your best interest or just to secure both sides of the paycheck? This is why in 8 states, dual agency by one agent is flat out illegal. They saw the lawsuits, the disputes, the buyers and sellers who walked away feeling misled. Those states said, you know what? No. One agent can't serve two masters, and Maryland, my state, is one of them. If this is clicking for you, give it a like. It helps push this message to others who need to hear it too. Here's what I love about Maryland's law. I never have to be in that conflicted position. It's illegal here for one agent to represent both the buyer and the seller in the same transaction, period. But let me be clear about some confusion, because even some of my sellers ask, wait, Lily, if that's true, what we spoke about, why am I signing a dual agency form? Here's the key difference. In Maryland, dual agency exists at the brokerage level, not the agent level. So for example, I'm with eXp Realty and I'm representing you, and another eXp agent brings a buyer for your home, which triggers what's called dual agency. But here's what matters. You still have your own dedicated representation. I negotiate and advocate for you. The other agent does the same for their client. The term dual agent refers to the broker on paper, not the agents involved. Everyone signs a disclosure, so it's crystal clear who represents whom. And with over 1,900 agents at eXp in Maryland alone, it would be crazy to limit showings and offers only to outside brokerages. But make no mistake, I represent you and only you. No blurred lines, no divided loyalties, just exclusive fiduciary duty, clear, undivided, and fully aligned with your best interest. So let's talk about another situation I often see. Buyers contacting me directly through a listing, no agent of their own. When that happens, I explain everything up front. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, you're welcome to purchase this home, but I need you to know I represent the seller. I'm not advising you, negotiating for you, or protecting your interests. You are an unrepresented buyer in this transaction. And they sign a disclosure form confirming that. Sometimes I do receive a small additional fee with everyone's full consent though, but my loyalty, my strategy, and my focus remain solely with my seller. And here's the difference. I'm not pretending to be neutral. I'm not trying to work both sides. I'm being upfront about representation, and that's how I think it should be everywhere. Now let's zoom out, because here's something you should know. There are a total of 8 states, including Maryland, where it's completely illegal for one agent to represent both the buyer and the seller. And just so you know, those other states are Texas, Florida, Colorado, Alaska, Kansas, Vermont, and Wyoming. These states looked at the confusion, the lawsuits, and everything with the financial risk to consumers, and they said, nope. Not worth it. But here's what's wild. In the other 42 states, it's still allowed. Let that sink in. In most of the country, it's perfectly legal for one agent to try to walk the tightrope of representing both sides of a negotiation. That's just not risky, it's reckless. Let me tell you what that looks like in real life. This is a true story, guys. A first-time homebuyer found a cute townhome listed at $385,000. She didn't have an agent yet and figured, why not just call the listing agent? The agent seemed nice, said he could handle everything, and made it all sound super simple. But when the inspection came back with $8,000 in roof repairs and plumbing issues, guess who told her, it's probably not worth pushing back because we have backup offers. Yep, that same agent. She closed anyways because she was believing the seller would back out and move to the next buyer. So out of fear, she closed. Quick pause. Have you ever worked directly with a listing agent or been in a dual agency situation? Drop a comment below. I'd really love to hear how it went for you. Fast forward 2 years, she came to me to list the same townhouse. And that's when she finally understood what working directly with the listing agent had cost her. She looked at me and said, I assumed he was helping both of us, but now I get it. He was only protecting his seller. That one statement said it all. And it's not just an unfortunate story. This happens all the time, especially in multiple offer situations. Imagine this. There are 5 other offers on the table. One of them comes from a buyer being represented by the listing agent. That agent knows what every other offer says. They know the seller's pressure points. They know what will win. And guess what? The buyer they're sort of representing has an inside advantage. Meanwhile, the seller may not even realize that their own agent might be playing both sides quietly, because in some states, the disclosure is buried in long, confusing legal language. You think you're just acknowledging something that exists, when really you're consenting to something that absolutely affects your negotiation. It's not neutral, it's not fair, and it's definitely not in your best interest. This is why I'm so passionate about this topic and why I think every buyer and seller in America should know exactly what dual agency means in their state before signing anything. Let me say this as clearly as I can. Dual agency is convenient for the agent, not for you. It weakens negotiation. It blurs loyalty. Think about it. If only one agent is handling both sides, who does that agent truly represent when your goals clash with the other sides? Let's be honest. If one agent is collecting both commission checks, they might not be fighting for you. They're protecting the deal. Now listen, not every agent does this with bad intentions. Some are just trying to hold the deal together. I get it. Others may be struggling, and that double payday matters. But at the end of the day, good intentions don't equal good representation. If no one is pushing for your best interest, you're unprotected, and that's not okay. In Maryland, we've drawn the line, and I'm proud of that. But no matter where you live, you always have the right to ask, who do you represent? What's your duty to me? Do you benefit financially if I don't bring my own agent? Don't be afraid to speak up. In real estate, silence just isn't risky. It can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. If this helped clarify things for you, please like this video and subscribe for more real estate insight that actually tell it like it is. And I'm still curious, have you ever been in a dual agency situation? Did it work out, or did you walk away feeling like something was just off? Whether you were the buyer, the seller, or the agent, drop your experience in the comments. I read every one. If you're buying, selling, relocating, or investing in Maryland and want someone 100% in your corner, reach out. My contact information is in the description box below. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.